Ever bite into a pickle that was supposed to crunch, but instead it went squish? Don't worry, you're not alone. Today we're diving deep into the science of the crunch, why some pickles stay perfectly crispy, while others turn disappointingly soft. From salt ratios to calcium chemistry, we'll uncover how to keep your homemade pickles crisp, crunchy, and satisfying every single time. Let's get pickling. Let's start with the basics. What gives pickles that snap when you bite in? It all comes down to cell structure, specifically the pectin inside the cucumber's cell walls. Pectin is a natural carbohydrate that acts like glue, holding the plant cells together. When cucumbers are fresh, those cell walls are tight and full of water pressure, what scientists call Turgor pressure. That's what creates that firm, crisp texture we love. But here's the kicker. Once you start pickling, heat, salt, and acid can all start breaking that pectin down, softening the cucumber and killing the crunch. Heat is the #1 pickle crunch killer. When you boil your brine and pour it directly onto cucumbers, it starts breaking down the pectin and cell walls right away. That's why refrigerator pickles, which aren't heat processed, often stay crunchier than shelf-stable canned ones. Pro tip: if you're canning, keep the water bath processing time short and don't overheat your jars. Even a few extra minutes in boiling water can make the difference between crunchy and mushy. Salt does more than just flavor. It helps preserve texture. Salt draws water out of the cucumber's cells in a process called osmosis, which firms up the outer layers. The key is balance: too little salt, and the pickles can go soft; too much, and they'll dehydrate before fermenting properly. The sweet spot, honestly, is to use about 3 to 5 tablespoons of salt per quart of water for fermented pickles, depending on your taste and, the temperature. Here's where chemistry really comes to the rescue. Ever see calcium chloride or pickle crisp on store shelves? That's actually the secret weapon for professional pickle makers. Calcium strengthens the pectin bonds in cucumber cell walls, keeping them nice and firm during fermentation and storage. You can use food-grade calcium chloride, which is sold as pickle crisp, or natural sources like grape leaves or oak leaves. Both of those contain tannins that help preserve crunchiness naturally. Old-school gardeners used to swear by tossing a few grape leaves in each jar, and they were right. Vinegar gives pickles their tang, but it's a double-edged sword. High acidity helps preserve the cucumber, but too much acid can weaken the pectin over time. That's why you want a balanced brine, strong enough to pickle, but not so harsh it breaks everything down. So the ideal ratio? 1 part vinegar to 1 part water works beautifully for most quick pickles. Not all cucumbers are created equal. If you want crunch, skip the big slicing cucumbers. They're full of water and thin-skinned. Instead, go for pickling cucumbers, like Kirby or Persian cucumbers. They're smaller, thicker-skinned, and have denser flesh, perfect for staying crisp. Always start with fresh cucumbers, ideally within 24 hours of harvest. The older they are, the softer they get. There are 2 main types of pickles: fermented and vinegar-based. Fermented pickles rely on lactic acid bacteria to do the pickling for you. They take longer, but develop deeper flavor and can still stay crunchy if salted right. Vinegar pickles are faster, more predictable, and shelf-stable, but they're more prone to losing texture if you heat them too long. If you want the best of both worlds, try cold-brine fermentation. No heat, just salt water, time, and patience. Before we wrap up, here are a few extra tricks for next-level crunch. Trim 1/8 inch off the blossom end of each cucumber. The blossom contains enzymes that cause softening. Keep pickles cold after fermenting or brining. Add a few fresh grape or cherry leaves for natural tannins, and always use non-iodized salt. Iodine can discolor your pickles and affect fermentation. Combine these tips, and you'll get crisp, snappy pickles every single time. So the next time you hear that perfect crunch, you'll know it's not luck. It's science. The balance of salt, acid, temperature, and calcium all work together to create that magical bite. Now it's your turn. Try these tips, experiment with flavors, and turn your kitchen into your own pickle lab. If you learned something new, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more kitchen science and gardening tips. And tell me in the comments, what's your favorite kind of pickle? Until next time, stay curious and keep it crunchy.